Hi everybody, welcome to my screen capture tutorial for the use of A+ Education. What you'll first notice about A+ Education, specifically in contrast to ProQuest, is that A+ Education searches for Australian educational research, whereas ProQuest is particularly American. I found that A+ Education is much easier to use than ProQuest. The usability is much better with A+ Education than it is with ProQuest. It also has search hints here on the left of the screen that's particularly beneficial as a refresher or for individuals learning how to use this database to search for scholarly literature. Another really important functionality that's supported by A+ Education is that it keeps track of previous queries, as can be seen here under recent results. So when you're using A+ Education, you have to be careful that you use Australian terms and not the US-based synonyms. The thesaurus is particularly beneficial here. It's a way of controlling the vocabulary. So for instance, if you look up inquiry, it tells you to use that term for inquiry learning, inquiry-based learning, inquiry with an E, etc. Okay, let's just get in and have a go with A+ Education. One thing I would like to highlight is that I started really narrow with my searches in A+ Education, as can be seen down here, and I slowly got broader. What I found was A+ Education is actually a lot smaller in scope than ProQuest. I understand that now. Obviously I had that inclination prior to using it, but my actual use of that resonated that thought. So essentially the best search that I could do was inquiry, to search for those synonyms: inquiry-based, inquiry learning, etc. You can search for inquiry and its related synonyms in a number of fields. However, I'll just leave it as any field. You have the choice of the operators to combine terms and or not, and I'm going to put in the specific learning area for my ILA, so geography, and I'll leave that as any field. We have the choice of limiting to full text records. I'll leave that, and I'll put a date range of 2005 to 2012. Let's just have a search and see what comes up. Okay, so there's 35 results returned, and that's essentially a pretty broad search, I would say. It's not too narrow at all. So the main thing that I've learnt from using A+ Education compared to ProQuest, and I'll talk about this in the text that comes with this post, is that you have to be really broad with A+ Education, whereas ProQuest, in order to find relevant results, you need to be quite specific. Okay, so if we have a look, inquiry in geography using mobile devices could be relevant. Statistical scientometric analysis, no. Inquiry-driven fieldwork as a rich and powerful strategy. School practices in secondary geography, excellent. A geographically informed vision of skills development, again, that's highly relevant. Inquiry in geography and science, can it work? Looks like it could be an excellent piece of literature to support my ILA. Middle school social sciences, exploring teachers' conceptions of essential knowledge. Enlivening the curriculum, the power of philosophical inquiry, perhaps not so much, even though it does have geography highlighted in red. The search terms are highlighted in red, which is particularly beneficial when scanning through the results page. And there are a couple of others there that seem relevant to my ILA. So the important thing to take away from the use of A+ Education is that it's best to start broad and then work down narrow from there. Thank you for viewing my screen capture on the use of A+ Education.